Hello dear students. Today we are going to start the remaining portion of How do organisms reproduce chapter. In this chapter we are going to study how the plants can produce fruits and seeds. How it could possible and it undergoes a sexual reproduction to produce flowers and the plants, because in the previous session we have studied the asexual reproduction mode. In that case also the plants undergoes to produce a new young one, is it? So it means the plants can both uh, ways produce a new young one, that is a asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. The other part is that we are going to study, that is sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So the sexual reproduction in flowering plants is consisting of a flower. Okay, so the flower is very responsible for producing male and female gamete, because it consists the male and female gamete. Those we are going to see. So the two types of the flowering parts are there. First one is the flowering parts which are non-essential, and another one the flowering parts consisting of essential parts. The non-essential parts are like, and which are the essential parts. So first of all, see which are the actually the parts present in the flower. First one, stalk, next thalamus, next petal, sepals, stamens and carpel or pistil. Carpels are also called as a pistil. We will see in detail stamens and the carpels. So stalk, thalamus, petals and sepals are the non-essential flowering parts. So stalk, thalamus, petals, sepals does not involved in the sexual reproduction in the producing a seeds and the fruits. That's why they are known as a non-essential flowering plant parts. Those involved in the reproduction process parts, those are known as a essential flowering parts. That's why they called as essential one. So which are they? They are stamens and the carpels or pistil. Next, stalk. What is the role of the stalk? It is a tube like structure, okay, and act as a base for the plant. So what it do? It is just a stalk like structure, you can see, sorry, tube like a structure which act as a base. Okay, next, thalamus. Thalamus is just above the stalk portion. This is the swollen one. Okay, swollen upper portion of the stalk, and which act as a one more base for it. Next is petals. Petals, we know that the petals are actually the colored in form. Those are actually occurs in a different color forms, because different flowers having a different types of the colors. These are the colored parts of the flower and mostly involved in the attraction, means it used to be attract the bees or the insects to sit on them, and they can carry the pollen grains which can produced by the flowers. We will see what is mean by the pollen grains and all these processes next. It also next is it also act as a covering for the reproductive organs. So how it possible and how it act as a covering for the reproductive parts? So see, inside the petals the thalamus is consisting on them reproductive organs for the flowering plants. That's why they can be just covered up by the petals. So if you have ever observed a flower, if you can see some yellowish portions or the soft small grains like structures are present inside the flowers. Those are the reproductive parts. We will see in details. Next is sepal. Sepal's role is it is act as a covering protective membrane and to the flowering. In actually in case of the when the flower is in form of a bud, before it producing what can we say, the flower, Okay, the bud is, if you have observed the bud, the greenish portion which is present covered to that bud, that look like a leaf, but that is actually not a leaf. So in this image you can see this is the sepals. Now next is stamens and carpels. Stamen means what? It is a male reproductive part of a flower, and carpel is female reproductive organ of flower. So stamens consisting of a male gamete called as a pollen grain, and carpel consisting of a female gamete called as a ovum or the egg. Same as of we have studied in case of human beings. The human beings of a female reproductive organ, they used to produce a gametes like a ovum or the egg. Same of a carpel or pistil also, they produces the ovum and the egg. So next is the essential parts like stamens and carpels we are going to study. The main aim of our studying in case of flowering part, that is the essential portion, those are the stamens and the carpels, also called as a pistil. So structure of stamen means the structure of male reproductive part of the flower. It consisting of three layers. First one anther, second filament, third one stalk. Stalk is act as a base. Anther is consisting of a platform like structure. On them the gametes are present. Okay, so that's why they consist some lobes also, two lobes or four lobes also they consist. We will see what is meant by the lobes, four and two lobes, where are they present. Next is the filament. What it do? So the filament is just a connection in between the anther and the stalk. So in the next image you can see here the male gamete is the male reproductive organ is consisting of the pollen grains. Where they actually consist, this is actually the structure of male gamete. Okay, if you cut it in a cross section, what happens? You can see inside the four lobes are present. Lobes means the some portions. Okay, those consisting of the small seeds like structure in them. Is it that orange type of? Those are called as a sacs. Okay, so those consisting of inside them are pollen grains. So whenever they in the form of immature, you can see inside them. So the lobes are called as the pollen sacs. Inside them they consisting the pollen grains. Next, this is about the structure of stamen. So how it looks, it's consisting of the three parts and the pollen sacs, and the pollen sacs consist of the pollen grains inside them. Next is female reproductive organ. The female reproductive organ is also called as the carpels and the pistil also. Though the carpel is consisting of three parts, that is like as of a male one, style, stigma, ovary. So its name is different. Style, stigma, ovary. So stigma is the first part and style is the second and ovary is the third one. Stigma is the first uppermost part that receives the pollen grains. Okay, what they used to do, you can see the mouth like structure is there. They used to be trap or used to be carry the pollen grains inside the ovary. Okay, so style is a connection in between the stigma and the ovary. So it is a just tube like structure, act like a filament. Okay, next is ovary. What is the role of ovary? Ovary is actually consisting of ovule in them only, inside the ovary only, whatever the processes carries for the production of seeds, that only takes place inside them. So inside the ovary, small structure, that is the ovules are present, and inside the ovule one female gamete is present, that is called as the ovum or the egg. So this is about the structure of carpel, or you also call it as a pistil. Next is we have to study now. We have cleared the doubts about how the flowering flowering plant consisting of flowers different parts. Okay, now you have got to know the male and female reproductive organs, which are they, where they present in the flowers. Now we will see the how the sexual reproduction is takes place by these two organs. Next, how does sexual reproduction occurs in the plants? By the four steps. First one pollination, second one fertilization, third one seed formation, and fourth one seed germination. Now pollination means what? It is the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma. So it is the process in which transfer of pollen grains takes place from anther to the stigma. So the pollen grains is just as I told you, inside the petals, the yellowish colored. If you have observed the China rose or the our normal rose, okay, if you open the petals, inside the small the yellowish color structure is present, that is the pollens. Okay, so that is the pollen grains, the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma. Why it is anther? Because anther only consisting the pollen grains. Why it is a stigma? Because stigma only receives the pollen grains. Now the pollination is of two types. These things you have studied in 7th standard and 8th standard also. The self pollination and the cross pollination. Self means inside them only, and second one cross pollination. So before that you must know that there are the two types of the flowers present in the nature. First one is bisexual flower and the unisexual flower. Bisexual flower means it's consisting of two. Bi means two, sexual means gametes. Okay, so bisexual means that flower is consisting of both male and female reproductive organ. But unisexual flowering plant means, or the unisexual flower means the flower which consisting of only any of its reproductive organ, means that may be a female reproductive organ it consists, that may be instead of female, that may be consists the male reproductive organ. So in the first image you can see the self pollination. They have shown the anther of that same flower is going to be transferred from the stigma of that only same flower. So that is a self pollination. In themselves only the transfer of pollen grains takes place, that is a pollination. So how you will define it? The transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of same flower. Next, cross pollination. Suppose the two flowers are there, okay, and first one of the pollen grains has got transferred from any of the flower that of the female reproductive organ, that is a stigma, that is a cross pollination. Cross means from the differ. C, the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of different flower. So that may be a different anther or the stigma, that's why the differ, the cross and the self pollination. So this is actually about the pollination. So next question will arise, how it could possible the transformation of the pollen grains? See, there are some barriers through which the pollen grains can be possible to transfer. First one, how carry the pollen grains? So see, the pollinating agents are present in the nature. Those are like a wind, water, insects or the birds. So the pollen grains can be transferred through the wind because the pollen grains are very light in weight. They can float on the water, they can float in the air or the wind, and they can stick to the insects body, feathers. So they can be possible to transfer from one place to all the place. So I hope you have ever seen the most of the bees and the insects, they used to be sit on the flower just to take up the sweetening. Is it that sweetener, whenever they used to be consumed at that time to their nectar or their body, the pollen grains of the, or you can see the small colored portion will be attached to their body. That is actually nothing but the pollen grains that will just transfer from one flower to the on the flower. Next is Next, you can see the process is the fertilization. So we know that what is mean by the fertilization. It is the fusion of pollen and egg. So it is actually the fusion or the mixing up of pollen grains and the egg is known as a fertilization. So what happens in case of this? The pollen grains consisting of two male gametes, or you can say the two cells are present. So see, in flowering plants, okay, after the pollination, the pollen germinates on the stigma, means that can transform on the surface of the pistil or the carpel, and generates two male nuclei. What they used to do? They used to produce the two male nuclei. Next, so you can see in the image, whenever they will transfer here like this, okay, so they used to produce a pollen tube and the two male gamete, two nuclei in them inside the pollen. Okay, next, ovule has a egg cells and the two polar nuclei. So what they having? They having a egg cells and two polar nuclei. Next, one male nucleus fuse with the two polar nuclei and form a triploid structure that is known as a endosperm. So where they used to fuse? Whenever they used to be fused here in middle one. So what they used to produce? They used to produce a endosperm. So what they used to produce? They used to produce a endosperm to form a triploid structure. So next is another male gamete fuse with egg cell and forms the zygote that gives rise to embryo and in future plants. So what they happen, the as I told you, the pollen grains when they sit on the stigma, they used to produce a pollen tube and the two male nuclei. So one will fuse with the one egg cells, is it? Another one will be fused to form a zygote. First one when they fuse to form a triploid structure, that is the endosperm, and another one will be the zygote. After the fertilization, ovary becomes a fruit and ovules turn into the seeds. So what happens after fertilization? Fertilization means just we have seen the two pollen nuclei present and that first one fused to form a endosperm, another one will be the zygote. So this is actually the fertilization. So after fertilization, ovary becomes fruit and ovules turns into the seeds. All other parts wither away. So what happens? Remaining portion will be removed and whatever has got fused and the remaining portion which is present surrounding that ovary and the ovule, that will convert into the fruit and the seeds. So the seeds, how will they become? So seed is actually made from the combination of endosperm and the zygote, and ovary will be the surrounding portion that covers the endosperm and zygote, that is become a fruit, means that is actually called as a ovary and that will be become a fruit. So next, so our next part is the seed formation. So the seed formation, how it takes place? The zygote divides repeatedly to form an embryo. Just I have told you. So embryo means we know that the zygote, when it undergoes a several division, it will produce a embryo. So endosperm and zygote together, it produces the seeds and ovules which are present inside them. Okay, the thick coat and forms the seeds. That is nothing but a endosperm and zygote. The ovules are nothing but the consisting of a ovum and the egg. Okay, so to that ovum only the two nuclei of a male gamete fusing to form an endosperm and zygote. That is nothing but the seed only. Don't get confused. The ovule and endosperm means what? Next, the ovary ripen to form a fruit. So in the image you can see the pollen tube is there and the first one is the the endosperm. Next one is the zygote. Okay, the greenish portion is the actually later become a ovule. Okay, so ovule means the consists the small portion which is present inside the seed. Next, the yellowish portion is there, you can see that is the ovary. So ovary will later become as a fruit. So this one is the ovary, inside that is the ovule, that is a the seed is consisting. So like this, the flowering parts can be undergoes a sexual reproduction to produce the fruits and the seeds. Later the whole process will be undergoes for the germination of the seeds. So this is about the today's session. For any doubts and difficulties, you can ask me anytime. Thank you.